What's good, fellas? This is Trey coming to you with this quick video. This is how to develop tonality that makes women wet. All right. Now, the reason I'm making a video like this because, believe it or not, women used to make fun of my voice, right? They used to be like, "Oh, why do you talk like this?" They used to, I used to be very monotone. Like literally, I used to talk like this. Like I'd be like, "Yeah, my name is Trey, and I'm gonna make this video, and I'm gonna show you guys how to have confidence." I used to talk like that, but I realized if you talk like that, you're gonna put people to sleep. No, you're not gonna affect nobody. You're not gonna influence anybody if you're speaking in monotone. You're not gonna influence anybody if you speak exactly the same all the time. Like if you just speak in a line, you're not gonna influence anybody if you're afraid to speak. You're not going to influence anybody if you're not authentic. Like you actually have to become the kind of man that says, fuck it, man. I'm just going to express myself. I'm going to speak from my soul. I'm not going to filter myself. But you got to become aesthetic with it. You got to become artistic with it. You got to have fun. You got to work on your voice. Like I actually worked on my voice. The way how I speak, right? The way my mannerisms, the times when I slow down, the times when I speed up. I worked on this shit, right? Because I wanted to become the most attractive version of myself, right? The same way, you ever see like a really great actor, you can't even tell that you're watching an actor. It's like they become the person. And that's what we need to do as men is we need to create our character. We need to become the star movie role in our movie of life. And that means we need to design that star movie role. We can't just go around and hope that we get a girl or whatever. Like we have the power to actually design ourselves, right? We can work on our communication. We can work on our style. We can work on our physique. We can work on all these different things that make us attractive overall, right? So tonality, right? I went from girls making fun of my voice. "Oh, why do you speak like this?" They used to do that shit, right? And I went from people saying, "Man, why are you so monotone?" Shit like that to creating a way of speaking and a tonality and a way of moving my voice and shit like that where people want to hear me speak, right? Women want, when I talk to women, they'll just sit there and just listen to me talk. They'll literally say, "Oh, I love to hear you talk." Right? "I love to hear your voice." Because sometimes I'll be talking and I'm like, "Yo, why are you not contributing?" And she's like, "Yo, I just love to hear your voice." Right? But this is the opposite of what they used to say. They used to be like, "Yo, like why is your voice so low?" Shit like that. So let's talk about this. How can you improve your tonality? How can you, make your voice so that women get turned on when you speak? Okay? Look at men who you've seen who when you hear them speak, you're like, "Yo, there's something about his voice." Right? Like figure out what is that quality? What is it? It's a combination of things, right? Like one of the things I found is you want to have as much as you can, you want to speak from your diaphragm. Like you want to have that bass in your voice because that communicates masculinity. So as much as you can, see how you can speak in a way where it's like it's coming from down here, as opposed to hey, my name is Trey. That's up here. Whereas if you speak from down here, it's more masculine, it's more manly. That's more attractive to women than "Hey, how you guys doing?" versus "Hey, how y'all doing?" Right? There's a difference. I'm speaking from my diaphragm. I'm bringing it up and projecting it out, right? So that's one thing you can work on. Another thing you can work on is slowing down your speech. Think of a king, think of an emperor, think of somebody in high status. They would speak at the pace that they want to speak at, not fast, like, "Hey, I got to get my words out because if I don't, nobody's going to listen." No, take your time and speak, right? Who speaks fast? The person who knows who feels like they have no value, so they got to speak up real quick, make sure everybody hears them before they tell them to shut up. Nah, man, slow down your speech, man. And think of it this way: if somebody cuts you off or whatever, you got to think of, "Oh, they're missing out on some great conversation, or they're missing out on some knowledge." Like you got to start valuing yourself, respecting yourself, knowing that you do have something of value to say, right? And you just got to believe in yourself. You got to believe that you are worthy of expressing yourself, right? And you got to work on yourself, meaning You want to gain knowledge. You want to work on your skills. You want to work on your talents. You want to find your gift. You want to really start to love and respect yourself, right? And tap into your potential, because that's how you're going to start to love and respect yourself. If you know that you're being complacent, if you know that you're slacking, if you know that you're bullshitting and stuff like that, you're not going to respect yourself. You're not going to love yourself. And it's not going to come through in your voice. Like your voice, people can tell when you don't believe in what you're saying. People can tell when you have no confidence. People can tell when you're full of shit. People can tell when you're being complacent or you're not tapping into your potential. And so it will come across in your tonality whether you notice it or not. So one of the things I recommend is, fuck trying to fake it or whatever. Like, do your shit. Like, be on top of your shit. Like, be the type of man that's doing what you say you're gonna do, because it will come through in your tonality naturally, right? That confidence, that passion, that certainty is gonna come through, because when you know that you're doing what you say you're gonna do, when you know you're living the life that you want to live, when you know you're on point, when you know you're disciplined, you will naturally want to speak up. You will naturally speak with more assertiveness, and it will come off as more attractive, right? Another thing to look at, vocabulary, right? The type of words that you use and how you say them and how you pronounce them. Like, I could say, how are you doing today versus how you feeling today, right? And look how I say it, how you feeling today, right? It's smooth, it's seductive, you know what I mean? And I've worked on that. It's not like I'm doing that on accident, right? Like, I want to be seductive when I speak. I want it to come off as smooth. I want it to, you know what I mean? I want it to be like, think of it when you're speaking, ask yourself, how can I be like a musical instrument when I'm speaking? How can I be like a saxophone? How can I be like a piano? How can I be like whatever it is, a French horn, a trombone, a trumpet? Like, how can I be like a musical instrument when I speak, right? How can I, add flavor in my communication, right? How can I make it so that people want to hear me speak? You can, I literally used to record my voice. I don't do it as much now because I make these videos, so I guess it's the same concept. But before I would be doing videos and shit, I used to record my voice and listen to my voice. And if I didn't like how my voice sounds, I would work on it, man. I'd improve it. I remember my voice was just too damn monotone. It was too robotic. So I had to like add some flavor, some spice to my voice. And at first, it's not like you just do it one day and all of a sudden you're a great, your tonality and everything's gonna be perfect. This is something you gotta do consistently. Now, one thing I noticed is me going through my journey of cold approach also helped me, because when you go out and talk to women, you'll see in their body language, you'll see in their eye contact, you'll see in these things whether the way you're speaking is turning them on or turning them off. And then this will give you, the proper feedback to know, okay, I need to work on some things, right? Like, I'm not getting her attention, so let me work on my tonality. Let me work on my mannerisms. Let me work on knowing when to pause and when to speak and when to, right? And have fun. It's supposed to be fun, so I have fun with this. Like, I'm creating my character. I'm designing Trey, right? So what you're designing, you're designing your character in your movie, in your video game, in your play, in your story, right? And you don't want to just leave it up to chance. You want to actually work on this shit. You know what I mean? So watch some people on YouTube or whatever, or whoever inspires you, whoever you like the way they sound, and figure out how you can make your voice more interesting, man. Find people who kind of have a similar voice to you too. Don't try to be someone who, like, I'm not gonna try to sound like, some guy who clearly speaks nothing like me, right? I'm gonna find people who speak like me. I would listen to rappers. Yeah, I'd listen to rappers. I'd listen to like preachers. I'd listen to fictional characters, right? Like, I'd even listen to, like, the Joker influenced the way I speak too. The Joker, the way how the Joker talks, he's like, he's like, why so serious, Like, he plays with his voice. He's not like, why so serious? You know what I mean? So I may not say it exactly like the Joker, but I get the concept. I get the point. Like, you want to add some flavor when you speak, You know, you don't want to just sound the same all the time, right? So, and I notice like women, they get turned on by this shit. Another thing I do is like sometimes I'll pull out, because I can speak the Jamaican language. I can speak patois, right? So sometimes I'll pull out patois, you know, if I really want to. And the fastest number close I ever had was when I was speaking patois, because the girl was just so turned on by my voice, she just gave me her number like fast as fuck, right? I went up to some girl, I was like, hey, wagwan girl, you know, say you're looking beautiful today, you know. You know, I have one party, you know, like a bit, you know, I'd love to invite you to my party. You know that, but that's turning her, because she's like, man, who's this guy? You know, and you're looking at her and you have a smile on your face, but you know, you stand back. You're not like all up in her grill. You're standing back like, you know, you're detached from the outcome. It's a vibe, man. It's all these things combined, but your tonality does count. So it's something you should think about. Like, ask yourself, like, you know, how is my voice? Like, how attractive is my voice, right? Like, what can I do to make my voice more attractive, that sound better to the ear? Because you want to hit all the senses, man. You want to sound good, you want to smell good, you want to look good, you know what I mean? You want to feel good. All the senses, man, hit them as much as you can, amplify as much as you can. So that's the advice, man. And work on your tonality. If you're interested in working together, like if you like this idea of becoming a sexy beast, man, working on these different characteristics of who you are, you know, amplifying your strengths and looking at your weaknesses, seeing how you can bring up your weaknesses as well. You know, I help you with cold approach, man, going out and actually meeting women and testing out your character, right? Like, this is how I actually was able to fine tune my character, because I'm not just over here like, okay, let me work on this, work on that, and then I just stay in my house. I go out and talk to women, so I get feedback from my target audience, right? I'm a healthy man that loves women. So I want to see how women are responding to me. So I go out and approach women, and I see how they respond to me, and then I use it as an opportunity to learn and improve. I don't take it personal. It's not like a girl rejects me and I'm like, oh my goodness, no, my life is over. I don't do that. I look at it and I say, okay, what can I improve? How can I get less rejections? Now, it's not like I can get to a point where I'll never get rejected, right? Everyone gets rejected. We just need to accept that. However, we can limit the rejections, right? Like, if I can go up to 10 women, maybe when I just start out of 10 women, I get 1 number out of 10. Maybe as I get better, now I get 2 numbers out of 10. Now I get 3 numbers. That's how it goes. That's literally how it goes. The more you improve your character, the more attractive you become, the better the numbers get in your favor. It is a numbers game, but it's a numbers game versus your game, right? The more you improve your game, the more the numbers get in your favor, all right? So if you want help with becoming a sexy beast, with handling your dating life, with achieving abundance with women, with becoming the kind of man that you truly want to be, hit me up. I have a program. It's called the Sexy Beast Program. Okay, I have 2 programs. I have the Unbreakable Beast Program and the Sexy Beast Program. The Unbreakable Beast Program, it focuses solely on grounded masculinity. So just you going out and approaching women, right? So if that's what you want, hit me up about that. The Sexy Beast Program, we go out and approach women, but I also help you with your archetype, right? How to be more sexy, right? You can ask me questions like, yo, what from your perspective, Trey, what can I work on, right? And I'll give you advice, man. I'll help you with your process. I'll help you, you know, become more aesthetic in your look, in your communication, in the way of being, right? So if you're interested, hit me up. I'll give you the details. Both programs range from $997 to $1,500, right? So just hit me up and I'll tell you the details, all right? Thanks for watching. Peace.